Hi guys, I'm Brooke and this is Pippa, and we travel full-time out of my 2011 Honda Pilot. We just pulled into the desert, as you can see behind me. Well, I guess it looks like there's trees, but we're in the desert, somewhere out there in the middle of nowhere. And this is the third year we are spending winter in the southwestern desert region. I'm not obviously going to give away my exact location, but we are somewhere out in the desert that is not quartzite, because I know a lot of people ask and I have a lot of thoughts about quartzite, but it's really not my scene. I've actually gone back to the same desert kind of area for the last 3 winters in 3 different rigs now, which is so funny. But I have to do things completely different here because I am about an hour away from everything. And in my last food video, I think people missed that whole part where I literally the closest Walmart is 63 miles away or something. I am kind of in the middle of nowhere. So preparing food for this trip, something I have to handle a little bit differently and something I've refined. I do not have my refrigerator with me. If you guys didn't know already, I just got off a 7-week trip traveling the East Coast and I did not bring my fridge with me. I am actually looking into getting a different setup for that, but it also takes a lot of power to run, and I don't need a lot of refrigerated items. I don't eat a lot of meats or anything like that, so it's just not something I need to feel like I have to tote around a refrigerator for right now. I like this style of eating, but one thing I am going to say is that I do not bring a ton of fresh produce because I do have to use my cooler and I am one person. So if you can imagine, when you go to the grocery store at your house, your apartment, your whatever, and you leave all of that fresh produce to just die in that crisper drawer, I feel that times 1,000 when I cannot eat things fast enough before they go bad when I am one person having to rebuy ice to keep those things cool and to keep them fresh. So I go for canned food, and I know that people have tons of thoughts about that, but it is the most sustainable thing for me, so I can still eat relatively balanced and healthy-ish while I am on the road. Now, the only other thing you're not going to really see in this food haul / preparation is snacky types of foods, because in these little small towns, they may not have large grocery stores with a ton of fresh produce, but they do have Dollar Generals, truck stops, etc. for little snacky foods. So I didn't stock up a ton on chips and popcorns and things like that, because I can just run to the Dollar General, to truck stop, to wherever, to just go get those little snack items when I want to. And then if there are things like string cheese or little refrigerated items that I want to eat that I would eat in one day, I can also get them at Dollar General or the truck stop or whatever, and I may pay a little bit higher price, but at the same time, I'm saving myself the time to drive the 60 miles or whatever there and back to Walmart because I have all my staples in the car. Does that make sense? I hope so. It makes sense to me, and it really works for me of how I do things, and it makes restocking everything super easy when I do go into town, because obviously my town days on those days, because it is so far away, are super busy, because usually I am trying to grab groceries, grab mail, grab a shower, do everything all in one day, and then I come back here and I'm exhausted. I unfortunately am also about 30-ish miles away from the closest fast food that is not truck stop fast food, so I can't even go run and get McDonald's or anything if I'm not driving a very significant distance into the next town over. So that is where some of the more prepared canned items come in, like the chilies or soups or things that I buy. I have purchased one of those Hot Logic food warmers, and I am going to try that out in a separate video to see how that works on really windy days. But I do just use a little camping stove to reheat and cook all of these items and just kind of go for it. I am not making gourmet meals here. I'm still one person cooking one person meals, and I'm not having to try to cook for me and a family and kids that have food preferences. This is something that is just very much tailored to my food preferences. I do eat gluten-free, and I tend to not eat as much meat. So if you like something different, please just go buy something different. Just because I don't have something or I don't like something does not mean that you cannot have it with you. This is just how I eat, and I am not a great cook, so making rice and some sort of vegetable, that is just how it goes. And so that's just how I handle things. So let's get into this food haul. All right, let's start out with our corn. Then we've got some cans of green bean, some refried beans I can use as a base for something, some cabbage if I want it. Then I have some chickpeas I use as like a protein. Then I have these olives and peppers to do salads with. Then I have a bunch of canned chicken when I do want to add chicken in. Then comes in some of my prepared food for when I don't feel like cooking, but I just want to reheat something really quick, especially on work days or just days where it's windy. So this is where some gluten-free chicken soup comes in handy. Then I have these canned tamales, which are my favorite, and some chili that I can just really reheat quick, and some Tostitos dip, just like, you know, whatever I want. Then I've got some hot sauce to add to all of that, and I always keep an extra of this canned food for Pippa, just in case I run out of her dry food or something and we're far from town. I just keep all of these cans underneath my little storage trunk area where I keep the rest of my kitchen stuff. This is what my stove looks like. I get a lot of questions about this stove. You can get it literally anywhere. I think I got this one at Big 5. You just literally turn on the propane and then light the top with a lighter, and it fits one pan. It's super easy, and a lot of people ask how to use it, and you quite literally just screw the top on to the actual propane bottle, and it comes, like when you buy the actual stove, it comes with the base and the top, and you just buy and replace the propane bottle as needed. So this is how I store my dry food. It's in this tote. This is kind of like my pantry because it locks down so critters don't get into it, because this is where a lot of like my half-eaten food goes. So I don't like to have any open bags just like chilling in the car. So everything in here is, like I said, dry goods, condiments, chai tea, peanut butter, cooking oils, coffee, some drink mixes that I'm putting back in there. And then I have like half-eaten trail mix. I like these pumpkin seeds. I don't know, they're good. Then I'm always rotating through a bag of tortilla chips that I can do as like a side with literally everything. Rice. This is just 5-minute rice, and I've just put it into baggies instead of the box so it doesn't take up as much space in there, so I can pack it down. Again, some crackers that I repackaged out of the original packaging so I could just pack them in there. And I always have a loaf of gluten-free bread. So again, I can make sandwiches or just do toast. I have some applesauce that I'm going to throw in there because, I don't know, I like applesauce. Eat it for breakfast. Snack. I really like these chai protein shakes for breakfast. I've got some bacon bits for salads. I don't know, a loose packet of gummies. And then I just have the Celsius packet so I can just mix it with water if I don't feel like having coffee that day, but I don't want to go to the gas station for an energy drink. Now moving on to my cooler. I keep my balsamic vinegar in the side pocket so it stays upright. Then I have a red onion. Then I have some green onions on the side. Been on kind of a Greek salad kick, so I've got feta and then spinach and peppers. And then I just like these little shots, so I had a couple of those. And that's it. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed that and the little mini tour of my kitchen slash pantry slash whatever this is and how I eat while I'm out in the desert. This is just how, like I said, I sustain things while I'm out here for a couple months at a time, and that I get to treat myself when I go into town, but most of the time this is how I'm eating while I am out here. And I did want to mention, I do keep obviously like 3 or 4 gallons of water with me. I used to have like one of those big Primo water bottles with like a pump on it, and I don't have it anymore either. I just have little gallons that I refill. It's just been easier. There's a water refill station at the truck stop that's like 5 miles from here, so I just go and refill it every couple days, and it honestly works just fine for me and Pippa. And yeah, that's pretty much everything, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.